Welcome to Smash Writing. I'm Paul. This is Justin. We are finally back in action full time here. And
So far, till something goes terribly, terribly wrong.
stop jinxing it. My house is under construction. You might, well, you don't got any more teeth to lose, so you're good
Now,
there.
no teeth to lose.
So
All I need now is to get hit by a car or something.
we have like no luck in the past 2025. So let's just keep 2026 good.
Illness, me getting rid of my teeth. A few years before that, I was on fire.
That is true. That is true. I was raising a little devil. I mean, a daughter. But why not? Let's finally get back into action full time here while we can, and why not bring one of our ideas back? Remake versus original. Today's one is Jacob's Ladder.
Now, going into the especially since we're going into the 1991 first, can you tell that this was the inspiration for Silent Hill?
Uh, no, because like wasn't
The
Silent.
twitching monsters, the psychological horror going on around.
Oh, I mean, like, yeah, that stuff. I can see it, but
No, it doesn't help that you don't play video games.
that is true. I do
You
not
loser.
play. Oh, stop it! All right, let's get into the 1991. You want to try?
So, the first one truly kicks off with Jacob. He's a Vietnam vet. He has flashbacks to a bad attack while he's on a subway car. And we get our first sign of a demon sleeping in the subway car. And then in the subway train when it passes him by when he's trying to jump from track to track. We meet his living girlfriend, Jezebel. Jazzy for short. Thanks for
Jezebel. If you have a girlfriend named Jezebel, it's never mind.
Unless they look like Elizabeth Pena.
Then okay, then you take what comes with the name.
Rest
Jezebel.
in peace, she died about 10 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the more it goes on, the more he starts to see more demons and more monsters. He goes to see his doctor, who doesn't exist.
I wouldn't want this doctor either, so I mean, I'm okay with that.
He, gets run over by a car that's chasing down after him. There's more monsters inside. Just a bad time to be Jake.
I mean, come on now.
He does end up running into one of his old former war buddies, and he's going through the same thing, except he dies in a car explosion, which, as it turns out, is what happened to his non-existent doctor. So he meets up with the rest of the squad, and several of them are seeing the same thing. So they do the logical thing. They get a lawyer. From Seinfeld. We were just talking about that.
Yeah, I mean, hey, what the hell?
And, but he gets a phone call after they meet with the lawyer, all excited, that all of his old buddies are backing out. They don't want anything to do with this. The lawyer's pissed off at him because when he looked him up, especially Jacob, he was told Jacob was never a soldier. He was kicked out in Taiwan for being mentally unstable.
I mean,
But he does end up getting grabbed in the streets, and he manages to fight his way out of the car, but injures his back because he's been having a bad problem with his back.
and those war days.
Probably from his war days. And throughout, we've been getting flashbacks of him in the war, and we do see that he was stabbed in the war. And back in reality, after his nightmare stint through fucking purgatory doctor hospital, his chiropractor breaks in, starts swinging on all the doctors with the fucking pole, and ready to fight them all to get him out. And he cracks his back and pops his bones, and boy, that's the worst fucking thing you can do. Don't go to a chiropractor, they don't work.
Sponsored by, no.
Sponsored by. And eventually we come to learn what the hell is going on here. And just as he's learning what the hell is going on here, him and his squad were drugged by something called Jacob's Ladder. And it was supposed to make the soldiers more violent. And it succeeded. they did become more violent.
Clearly.
And all those flashbacks of them fighting with the Kong back in Vietnam, that wasn't the enemy. They were
It was
fighting
each
themselves.
other, yeah.
And Jacob died that day when one of his soul buddies stabbed him in the stomach with the bayonet. And whenever he comes to terms with this, his deceased son Gabe meets him on the stairs and collects him to take him up to heaven.
He was in purgatory.
Well, I don't know if he's in purgatory or in hell. Because that's what the doctor said. He said hell is just a matter of burning away the things that are holding you here. And once they're gone, you are free to move on.
I mean, but that also could be purgatory.
It could be purgatory too.
Because it's kind of like you're in limbo waiting, too. Fun fact, like we forgot to put Macaulay Culkin's name up there because he was Gabe.
Yeah, but he's uncredited. After he filmed it, his dad said he didn't want Macaulay's name attached to a movie like this, so he had removed the credit from him.
Didn't he also screw his poor son over anyway? So
no, yeah, him and his wife were like taking his money or some shit like that.
I swear, like when I was looking up Macaulay Culkin's like films, because like I don't think I ever watched this before, but it just blows my mind. Like he was in like from like 89 to like 95. He was in a lot of films.
Oh yeah, he was in a ton.
He was in a ton of things. Like,
Well,
and I totally get why I mean, definitely the personal reasons, but also taking a break is like, man, he kind of ran like a gauntlet of movies.
Yeah.
Like from like he was almost in all the popular movies of the early 90s.
Well, it's funny is he didn't want this on Macaulay's bingo card, but he left The Good Son.
Which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But then again, taking your son's money doesn't either. We were talking about this off camera. Lewis Black.
Yeah, we're not too sure if Lewis was the chiropractor. I mean, it makes sense with... Dude, I love that scene, though, when he's swinging on all the doctors with that fucking pole. Like, good lord, man.
Lewis Black. I mean, I didn't actually even recognize him at first.
Neither did I, until you
like,
told me his name. I'm like, what? What?
Yeah, yeah. We're doing our board up here. I'm like, Lewis Black, like, and you're like, that Lewis Black? And his reaction is, there was a lot of
Screaming. There was a lot of screaming he was doing.
I
loved all the demon work they did in this movie. You never exactly see them head on. You just catch glimpses of, like, demonic features.
You gotta keep budget.
Nah. Well, to be fair, there was no post-production in this movie.
Yeah.
All that rapid fire movement from the demons and everything, they did that during production, during shooting. They shot on a slow-mo camera and sped it up.
Why not? The tradition continues. It's a weekly occurrence.
Yeah, it will be. It certainly seemed like it. But yeah, I love the fact that they just did everything during shooting.
Yeah.
Tim Robbins, how did he do with Jacob?
I mean, I think Tim Robbins can give a good performance. I thought like this was like an okay one. To be honest with you, I probably only seen a handful of Tim Robbins movies.
Yeah, I could only recall him in two. This one and Shawshank.
Yeah, and honestly, like, there's that one. And then, like, another one that comes to mind was with the one with Martin Lawrence, a comedy that was, like, late 90s.
About Benjamin?
No, I don't think that was called it. I forgot the name of it. But, I don't know, like, I'm not saying, like, it didn't happen that way. Like, yeah, that film, and this is really, like, probably, like, the third or fourth film I actually seen him in it. And that's not to take away anything from him. Maybe, like, there's a whole bunch of other movies out there that I just never got to see, and he's in them, and he's a great actor, or whatever the case may be. It just seems like the ones that I've seen, like, he's versatile.
I do like Dark Dish feels like a darty, gritty film kind of deal.
Yeah.
Everything feels raw. You feel like you're in the gutter with all these people.
You know, like it's weird, like, another feature I like about this film, and obviously I don't want to get too much into the pros and cons of each one until later in this episode, was that it felt like more. It was 1990s, but felt more like a late 70s movie.
Yeah.
Like with the camera footage style, and we know like obviously camera footage quality was still good and nice because like literally. Speaking of another Macaulay Culkin movie, because 1990 brought into Home Alone, like the video quality was. So I don't know if that was done on purpose.
Yeah, I think that was done on purpose to give that gritty, dirty feel to it.
Considering like the film opens in like 1971 during the Vietnam War, so I really did actually enjoy that gritty feel.
I like the fact that they don't wait, and they're showing you demons from the jump. Like
Yeah, it catches you like right off the bat, like.
No, you're in Nam, and you have all the, you've got the attack underway, you've got all these people experiencing medical episodes.
Right.
And then you end up on the subway and you think you're going to take a breath, but no, there's a demon sleeping right there on the fucking subway bench.
To be fair, that happens a lot without the drugs.
Yeah.
I mean, and honestly, like, for a second, like, when I was watching this film, I was like, wait. Is this the 70s? LSD was popular too?
Well, no, there was a drug called BZ. I've got to look it up. I will post it on the screen. And it's supposedly given to the troops in Vietnam, and the Pentagon has sworn up and down that they never did it.
So this is real now, like.
It seems like it was based on some theory.
Okay.
I'll post it, what I find, on the screen here.
So it was based off a theory of potentially giving drugs to soldiers in the Vietnam War to make them more aggressive.
Yeah.
Which ultimately probably did work because, you know, based off the movie, they killed each other.
You know, the American government would never do something like that.
Sure.
No, not our kidnapping government. I mean.
All right, wow.
We're recording this the day they bombed Iran.
I know. I just hope gas prices don't go up.
They will.
I know, I told
Every time we dick around over there, man.
it goes up. Now, we'll take the politics out because we're here to have a good time. You know, bombs away. No.
Oh, here we go. Bam! I'm not telling him Paulie what I would just put there. If he doesn't watch these videos back, he'll never fucking know. Till the comment section start calling him an asshole.
Speaking of, we'll talk about this email that I got. But, so that one came out in 1990. 19 years later. Now I was confused about this one. Was this
we're going to do great at the end.
Yeah.
Great at the end. I forgot we should
Yeah, it's been like a whole year and a half
since
you actually did it.
It's been a minute.
Because mind you, when we record bulk of our videos, because we stack up on them just in case something crazy happens, recording them and releasing them, it could be like 6 months apart. It's hilarious. So let's get into, this one came out in 2019 now. I was reading up on it, like, I don't actually remember this. Did this come out, like, on, like, streaming and then?
I think this was a streaming release.
Because then there was, like, then it was released theatrically, like.
I'll have to look that up again. I do believe, because I actually already did Remake versus Original for this movie. When we were running the blogs.
Okay.
And I did this one when this movie came out. And I think it was a Netflix original.
Wow. I've seen it on Stars.
Yeah, I know. It's no longer on Netflix.
Because I watched this film.
So I'll have to look it up
two.
if it's just me misremembering.
Okay, I watched these two. You know, generally I'm the one with all these streaming services. I was like, I don't really want to pay for movies. And as soon as I think initially these weren't free streaming. Like I had to pay them. And I'm glad that we held off because one was on MGM Plus. The original was on MGM Plus, and the remake was on Stars. Yeah. So it worked in my favor.
I don't have either of them. I have the DVD for the original.
There you go. Now, this is a 2019 one, and it involves two brothers. Take it away.
Oh, well, we open up with Dr. Jacob Singer. And he's suffering from... I lied. Scratch all what I just said. That's not who we start with. We start with a random soldier suffering bad PTSD after he steps on a pop can. That pop can becomes an IED, and he starts fucking panicking.
Yes, he does.
And he takes up some drugs to help calm himself. He goes into a seizure and is kidnapped. And presumed to be dead, as we learn from later on. We meet up with... no, actually, we're in the Middle East now. We meet up with
Afghanistan, I believe.
Okay, I believe it's Afghanistan. Dr. Jacob Singer. And there's a person in need, and it turns out to be his brother, Isaac. And we jump to a operating room in America, wherever we're at right now. I don't think they ever told us. And it was brought on, his flashback was brought on by the fact that the person he was working with has died. As you go along with him, he works in a VA hospital.
Yep.
He's married to a woman named Sam. They have a kid named Gabriel. But he runs into a homeless man and tells him his brother is alive and here. This homeless person is named Polly. We'll get into why that's important in a little bit. But this kind of got him shaken up. We do get a bit of a flashback to where we see that Sam was dating Isaac originally.
Yeah.
And we don't get our first demon sighting for 17 minutes.
Wow.
They take our time a little bit. They show up before starting to show us some monsters. But he's starting to get a little bit more freaked out. And we're starting to see another soldier go down with the seizure. And Jake doesn't see it, but he has the same vial that the first guy had. And eventually he'll run back into Paul, who is trying to explain to him what happened, and they're all being drugged with a drug called HDA. And the brother is alive, they covered it up, and he's in the subway tunnel. And that's all for him, so he gets shoved in front of a subway car, like you should always do to a Paulie. Always shove them in front of a subway car if you have a chance to do so.
And that's why we will never catch the subway.
Well, so it seems. Because there's no evidence of a body. Or a person who was there at all.
Well, that train goes at high speed, of course there ain't going to be no evidence.
Well, there'd be some blood splatter, you know?
Yeah. Maybe.
So he does go down the subway tunnel, and he does find his brother Isaac within the restricted area. And so now he's trying to help him out. But things are starting to change a little bit. It starts real slowly, like with he's trying to get Sam to go to a hotel, and she looks to Isaac, who gives her the go-ahead, and there she goes. And then there's a shootout, or so it seems, but it might not actually be real, because it looked like the windshield was still intact afterwards, despite the fact that in his head he saw it get blown out. Because she was going to see the pharmacist Hoffman, who had some information to give. But as it keeps going on and on, it seems more Isaac and Jacob are switching places. And then we get the big reveal that Isaac was been married to Sam all along. And it was Jacob who has been lost in the tunnel and just found. And it all leads back to Hoffman. Hoffman has been making a drug to help with PTSD called HDA, with the help of Jacob, who's been helping him pass along this drug. But they've been doing so. Jacob knew the side effects, but the rest probably didn't. Which effect is taking those memories that you want to forget and replacing them with memories that you want to remember. How he's been remembering his life as Isaac all along.
Because Isaac had the life that he ultimately wanted.
Yeah. And Isaac is about to blow the whistle on all of this. And Hoffman shoots, but Jacob jumps in the way and takes them both out the window, taking them both out.
And they fall to their deaths. Splat. Isaac runs out, grips his brother, and it is over. Interesting enough, like we were talking about this off camera, was like same movie, concept of a drug, two different like really plots, I guess, in a nutshell. Like you have the side effects of the drug, but like the Tim Robbins Jacob is dead.
Yeah, and the drug is there because they all did the latter.
Yeah.
But it's not the driving part of the movie. The driving part of the movie is he's dead and there's a learning and he's dead.
Yeah, he's going through the stages and everything else like that, to where the 2019 one,
It's all about the PTSD.
yeah,
and
it
the drug.
focuses strongly on PTSD and the results from the drug.
And it does have that government flair to it of the government just forgetting these people.
Yeah.
And it opened the door for a parasite like Hoffman to slither in there. Despite the fact he's claiming for greater good, he's drugging all these people as test rats with no idea what's happening to them, and they're dying from it.
So now, like, the only thing I would have with, like, the 2019 film is with Isaac. Was he ever actually injured?
No,
Okay, so where did that memory come up for Jacob then?
Jacob was injured. And
Jacob was injured.
Everything you saw happening to Isaac at the first half happened to Jacob. And he has transposed all of that onto Isaac.
Okay, but Jacob never actually died. He just was injured. Okay.
And they covered it up because war.
No, no.
I don't think any of them were taking HDA until after.
Okay, which makes sense, because if it's trying to get rid of memories, you're gonna PTS comes back as with like flashbacks of obviously those types of situations. I mean,
Yeah.
we never been in an army, so going to war and taking lives obviously will mentally mess somebody up. So yeah, I get why like you would want to take the drug and to forget the memories, but then the side effect is like you go insane.
Yeah. I think Michael Ealy did amazing as Jacob, especially that scene where it's all coming to light and how he's been fabricating all of this and it's not real.
Yeah,
the emotion on him was fantastic.
I was like reading like this film was very very much bashed.
Yeah, it's sitting at 4% on Rotten Tomatoes.
And we probably seen better movies, worse movies get better ratings.
On Fandango, where I rent these movies from, it's 4.1 out of 5.
Okay.
And being that fucking this is out of pocket, but Bullet Train has a 51 on Rotten Tomatoes.
And we highly reviewed it.
Come on. Come on.
We gave that...
Who's bashing Bullet Train? Like I said, Rotten Tomatoes, something to glance at, throw it out immediately, though. Don't run off of it.
So, I really like that, when you get into the remake categories, like there's subcategories, and, this was a reimagination of Jacob's Ladder, not like a word-for-word remake.
Well, I think with remakes, they should be, just keep the spirit, but tell a different story.
100%.
And this very much felt like you were taking the spirit of Jacob's Ladder, of this traumatic story, traumatic event, and undoing it in a psychological way.
And honestly, I mean, like, you're updating it for modern times, too. Like,
yeah.
The story flowed better for, like, 2019. Like, remaking the 1990 version word for word, I don't think would have had the same magic, I guess.
Yeah. I don't think it would have worked with...
But this could all be a hallucination, too. So,
yep.
Screw it. I guess let's go...
I don't think they handled the demons as well here, though. I would say there's, like, that one scene with Jacob, and they have her listed as Angel. The working girl who recognized him and then called Isaac when he came back.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, he's just going with this demonic angel over top of him. And meanwhile, in, like, the original, anytime, fucking Jacob sees Jesse showing Sun's demon, he is slugging. He's ready to fight the fuck out of her.
He was in shape for that. Like, Tim Robbins was actually in shape.
He was ripped for that fucking
yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, damn. Like, at first I was like, wait. Good job. Like, good job on that one.
I do like the chemistry between Michael Ealy and Jesse Williams, who plays Isaac.
I feel like I've seen them in a few films together. I could be wrong. I just feel like I've seen those two in a couple movies together. And yeah, the back and forth. I think
It's not easy to pull off that swap the way they did.
yeah, absolutely.
Where Jacob went from being like the respected doctor to it was actually Isaac, and they did effortlessly swap places perfectly.
Oh, 100%. I feel like good chemistry with actors and actresses are always going to help the film. Um,
I mean, even like Annie, who played the working girl, Carla Souza.
hmm
I can't say that fucking name. I couldn't say that name with teeth.
That is true. That is true.
But she was not in it long, but I think she did a good job. Guy Burnett, who did Huffman, was a fucking monster.
You know who Guy Burnett looked like for a second? Adam Scott.
Adam Scott?
Yeah.
I'd check that.
I had to look at that because I was like, and it always blows my mind because like when I see Adam Scott, I always think of just straight up comedies.
Yeah.
But then like he's in a wide range of things, so this would be like
He,
the beard, the hairstyle, the face. I was like,
Adam Scott was in a Hellraiser movie.
he was in Hellraiser 4?
Mm-hmm. He made the Hellbox. No, he didn't. He was the guy who contracted to make the Hellbox.
When was Hellraiser 4?
Oh God, I don't know. Not long enough. That movie was bad.
Well, no, like what year did it come? Because like I always think of Adam Scott. Maybe he just has that whole Paul Rudd disease where he just doesn't age.
Maybe.
Because like if you're telling me like he was in movies in the '90s, and here we are in 2026, the dude doesn't age. Like that's insane. Wow, I'm like caught off guard by that. But yeah,
1996.
wow, 30 years.
Yeah.
How old is Adam? Like he has to be like 45 then. No, even older because.
Adam Scott right there.
Wow, this is like blown. I swear, these people have either good money for good genes, or they're just born naturally with good genes.
He is 52.
No way.
Yeah, 52. He was born in 1973.
See, like, once you die, like, take out the gray hair and keep the beard shaved, dude looks like he's 35. He does have the Paul Rudd syndrome. My bad for Guy Burnett. Man, Guy, can you imagine Paul Adam Scott getting this credit? Because, like, think about, like, opening credits, like, unless you're a true moviegoer, you don't pay attention to the opening credits, and you're just like, oh, I didn't know Adam Scott was in this film. No, he isn't. It's Guy Burnett, which you could bank off of that.
Bank off somebody else, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
Not good enough on your own? Your name's
Well,
Guy.
no, it's like, we can't get Adam Scott, but you know who we can get?
Guy.
It's like the knockoff version.
Timu, Adam Scott here for the save the fucking day. There's HDA drugs.
I'm sorry, Guy. We're sorry for making fun of you.
Cons?
For this one, for the 2019?
Yeah.
I felt like, I guess for me, the main con for me, honestly, was like, it too short. Like, it in the pacing, I guess.
I would say that, but the original, I thought, had a pacing problem of it feeling too long. So I like the fact that this movie did. It took its time giving you the demon. But once things did get going, it went.
That is true. Yeah, I mean, it just felt like it was a short movie, quick to the point. And hey, maybe that was good. I thought that was the biggest con for me. I don't know. I don't think I have another con. It was crazy because I was actually watching these films back, like, side by side. And it's something I've been recently trying to dip and dab into to kind of, like, frame for frame and get better at, like, what we do. And, like, it blew my mind, like, that the 2019 film was over. And so, yeah, I guess
I will say a big.
there has to be a middle ground, I feel like.
A con for me is like they tried using some of the lines from the original in this one, and they don't quite work because
Yeah.
he's not dead. He's not in actual hell. His hell is much more metaphorical, while Jacob's hell is real.
True. That is true.
They do use the line of, hell is just, when you're clasped on too tight, you can't let go. And the demons around you will start looking like angels when you do. You're just burning away the hell parts around you. And it was something like that. It's not word for word, though. But it worked better in the original because he's actually dead.
Yeah.
As opposed to this one being a much more metaphorical PTSD, you wish you were.
Yep.
And I think that's what's going to come down to the deciding factor between the two. Do you prefer him being dead in hell? Or do you prefer the PTSD angle?
That is such a hard question.
That's really splitting the hair there.
So first let's go with, like, okay. I like both of these movies.
Yeah.
I really did. They told a same story but a different story. And that's why it's making that question so difficult, because they built at the end of the day, it was definitely like two different movies, because one focused on the purgatory, the supernatural aspect of it, and one focused on, like, you know, an illness, a PTSD. It both involved drugs, but one event never actually happened. And then the 2019 one was a actual, you know, it wasn't really supernatural type of shit.
Yeah. Everything you're seeing is just hallucination brought on by the drugs.
Yeah. To where, like, I mean, it's, so for me, I'm going to start off saying, like, it definitely,
Alright,
for the winner.
Grade Rush.
Okay.
What grade are you giving 1990?
I want to go with a B.
B?
Yeah.
Alright. I'm going to go with an A.
A? Okay.
2019, Grade Rush. What are you giving it?
Well, I think if I give it, so, what do you give it?
I'm giving it an A.
You're not pulling that tie.
I'm not tying it. There will be a winner. I'll give it a winner.
I'll give 2019 an A.
So you're giving the winner to the remake?
I'm giving the winner to the remake.
I am giving the winner to the original.
Wow.
I prefer the hell.
Okay. I guess, like, why I'm picking the 2019 as the overall winner is because I think the cast helped, you know, build...
They're strong cast. They're strong cast.
A strong cast. I like, you know, a psychological horror. Like, I think they really stood their ground on the psychological part rather than supernatural. You know, now that doesn't take away nothing from the 1990 film.
Yeah, I liked the chemistry between Jacob and Jesse. I thought the chiropractor was going crazy with that fucking stick. And as I said, I liked him being dead and having to come to terms with him being dead.
Yeah, and it's just, I think at the end of the day, it's going to prefer what version of story you actually prefer.
Yeah.
Do you like the dead aspect of it, or do you like the more of the authentic
PTSD
route? So I think that's what everybody's going to really have to decide on. I like the PTSD route. It gave it more of an authentic feel, because you still dealt with the demons and you still dealt with everything else, but now it's like...
It's more metaphorical than literal.
Yeah. So, my winner is the 2019 Jacob's Ladder. Justin's going original. And Justin has to do his research. We got to update the board.
Yeah, updating scoreboard.
So, we got a lot of work to do. So, until next time, bye-bye.